Hi, welcome to Inside the Moms Club, where being a mom is the coolest place to be. Here in the Moms Club, we believe that what embarrasses you now will make a great story later. And let's face it, you don't laugh sometimes, you're gonna cry. Join us in having a good laugh together. I'm Monica Samuels. You are now inside the Moms Club, your private destination for all things mom. Welcome, moms. Welcome to Inside the Moms Club. I'm Monica Samuels, and I'm here with my co-host today, Jennifer Marsh.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
As always, and it's holiday time, so we are right. Yay. We're now into the holiday season, and we're getting ready to do our thing because moms always have. We're the ones that pretty much bring the whole thing together.
We sort of make Christmas happen.
We do. I mean, you think of all the things that moms do. I mean, for me, I decorate the whole house. I buy all the gifts, or most of them. I wrap the gifts. I wrap pretty much all the gifts. I arrange for the dinner. And when I say arrange for, it's because I don't cook. So you have to make plans for like how you're going to feed everybody. And then when it's all over, I clean everything up and I put all the way the decor. And that's Christmas. So, and I hope everyone has
and I know your family loves you for it. But I don't think they have any idea how much work it actually is.
They have no idea. And the troubling thing is sometimes Christmas, you know, you've had those Christmases that haven't gone so great, you know, things happen. So like one year we bought Chase a PlayStation and he opened it up, he turned it on, and it had the blue light of death.
So it's broken in the box.
Yes, which is the worst thing that can possibly happen. He put himself to bed. He threw the covers over his head. He, you know, cursed Santa. He was so mad. And so the whole day, it just messed it up for everybody because, you know, that happened. So sometimes it doesn't go quite like you plan. So that's frustrating.
Oh, we've had all that work like that where we used to get in the car when I was little and we would open our gifts and then we would drive 14 hours to upstate New York.
Wow.
And sometimes it was very snowy on the trip and it would be much longer than 14 hours. And by the time we finally arrived, everyone was in a festive mood and we were exhausted.
I bet.
So we stopped doing that.
They never came to you all?
Well, that was when my grandmother was alive. So we would see her. So the things you do for family at the holidays is pretty incredible.
That's true. But, you know, it's a fun time. You have to enjoy it as best you can. And it is fun. Now, there's something new that we didn't do when I was raising my kids, or they had it, but I didn't participate in it, which is Elf on the Shelf.
I was also not an Elf on the Shelf person.
What are your thoughts on Elf on the Shelf? I mean,
I always thought it was a little big brother. I'm not a big fan of all the extra work involved. And I just thought, I mean, there's so much lying around Christmas to your children that the Elf on the Shelf just felt like a next level of lying to your children. I mean, I guess once you're in for a penny, in for a pound, maybe you just need to dig into the lying to your kids.
Well, I don't look at it that way. I look at it embracing the opportunity to make it a pleasant, fun time of the year because remember when Santa Claus is coming to town, it says he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. I mean, that's very Big Brother. I mean, if you think that you're being watched constantly by, that's what I was like, how does he know? But he knew. So but that keeps you in line. You know, you don't want to get on the naughty list. You don't want to end up with coal in your stocking or anything like that. But I did have an idea that maybe we could make some money off of. Along the Elf on the Shelf idea. What if now kids are on their phones all the time? They're not supposed to be. It's not a great idea. I don't endorse it as a parenting idea. But what if we created an app, a Santa in the North Pole app that your kids are just told, you know what, we log on, we communicate with Santa, and every once in a while he gets great messages from Santa, but other times he'll get a message, hey, Johnny, you need to behave. You know, a text message from Santa. This is like your first strike.
I hate to tell you this, but I think there already are text messages from Santa.
Darn.
Sorry.
Okay. Well,
sorry.
All right. Well, it's a great. I mean, I thought it was a great idea.
But your phone does listen to you already, and I've actually used that currently when I'm looking for things like I for Christmas presents. I'll just start talking about those things, and then eventually things start popping up on my phone. It's a great shopping technique.
That is true. That is true.
And all the deals start popping up too. Like not only do they have a cheese tray with cheese knives, but they'll tell me all the ones that are on sale. So sometimes having a big brother is not awful.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes it can even be a little cheerful. You know, if you accidentally use the word, I don't know, dancer, all of a sudden Alexa hears you and songs pop up that, you know, Christmas songs start playing. So,
well, you know about my Instagram feed, right? Like everything on Instagram is baby animals because I had 2 puppies for a while.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking up how to take care of 2 puppies, how to train 2 puppies, and now my Instagram and Facebook profile is fully, it's just all baby animals of all kinds.
Yeah. Well,
which I appreciate it. It's much better than all the shopping things that used to come out.
That's true. Yeah, whenever I don't want to be spied upon, I just move Alexa upstairs. And
see, again, I can't do Alexa
She stays
either.
in the guest room.
I can't
with the
do
door
Alexa
closed,
either
so she
because
doesn't.
Same thing.
Yeah,
I don't want anyone knowing that much about me.
I can't deal with that. But because getting back to moms and Christmas, so we do so much that the good news is as moms, because we have our little moms club that we do stuff together, is we started a new tradition, which is that we take turns hosting a Christmas movie at our house. And the first one was, of course, Elf, because everyone loves Elf. And you hosted, I missed it, but you hosted Love Actually.
Yes, Love Actually, which it's funny, I actually hadn't seen it in quite a few years, and it's a much better movie than I remember. And it was a good feel good. And honestly, so you're either in one camp or the other about when Christmas starts. Some people start before Thanksgiving, and some people are after Thanksgiving. And we have a few people in our friend group who are definitely before Thanksgiving. Yeah, or as soon as it's reasonable to, you know, like as soon as the day after Halloween, essentially, it's Christmas season. So they wanted to watch the movies earlier than Thanksgiving, which I'm a little bit more post Thanksgiving camp. And the reality is, I actually really did appreciate being able to kind of move into the Christmas spirit a little before Thanksgiving. So I'm glad we started doing this.
Yeah, no, it's fun. And we took a vote. So I know you put out the list of movies that were available when you were doing it, and I was out of town. So Jennifer puts out this list, and I voted and said White Christmas because it was on the list, and I knew I wasn't going to be there, and I didn't want to see it. So,
what do you have against White Christmas?
It is not a Christmas movie.
It's not?
Well, okay. They're in some lodge. They sing White Christmas. I mean, it's not. It's to me not a. Do you think it's a Christmas movie?
It's very Northeastern Christmas, and that's where I'm from. So it's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
it's very like Norman Rockwell Christmas, which I guess in this age of wokeness is probably not.
All right. Well, then I'm not being fair to it. We should see that.
I think you need to watch it again.
Okay. Well, I'll take another look at it. That's just yeah, and I'm sure I'll totally appreciate it.
But, you know, every year we like to kind of watch the classics and then watch some newer movies because it's kind of fun, especially with, you know, my daughter, you know, who's 20, you know, she doesn't really want to watch the classics so much. Or she's like, we've seen Elf. That generation doesn't rewatch movies as much as potentially we do. So,
yeah, they like newer movies.
They do.
And also their idea of a Christmas movie, too. Like, Jared insists that Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it happens on Christmas Day.
It is in the top 10 Christmas movies.
I know.
I looked it up recently.
I know, but he wants us to see it for Christmas. We're really going to sit down on Christmas Day and watch Die Hard. I feel like,
again, that's one of those movies that I think holds up pretty well.
Well, it does. It's a good movie.
It's also pretty funny to see how like bad the haircuts are and bad the night. And then, although 1980 styles, it's totally coming back. Yeah. It's kind of fun to see the first version of 1980 style.
Yeah, that's true. Well, so as you know, I like to kind of do things a little over the top. That's just kind of my thing. So my turn to do the Christmas movie at my house is on this coming Thursday, December 16th is my turn. And I want to do it super special. So I'm going to really roll it out here. We're going to start today.
Okay.
With my turn at the mom's Christmas movie party. So as we've all seen and enjoyed last year's fun, successful Christmas movie on Netflix was A California Christmas, which we all got to see and enjoyed. It's great. And on December 16th, as luck would have it, the sequel, A California Christmas City Lights, will be available on Netflix, and we're going to see it at my house. And just to give you a sneak peek, now how often, none of you all have given us trailers before your party, right? Well, I'm going to show you a trailer, a clip of A California Christmas City Lights. Tony, can you roll the clip?
Hey, Hannah, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
It was exactly 1 year ago that I stumbled onto this property and became a ranch hand. And I didn't know it at the time, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So, Callie Bernay, will you marry me?
Yes!
Your father's company. Your mother left it in your name, but things are falling apart.
I gotta go to the city. I was hoping that you could come with me to San Francisco.
Oh. Don't mind if I do.
That is great. Now to top that, I'm going to top that. Now you've seen a clip of what we're going to see on the 16th. To top it, our guest today is the writer, producer, and star of A California Christmas City Lights. She is she co-stars with her husband in the film. And she's a member of the Moms Club because she has a new baby. Let's welcome Lauren Swickard to the Moms Club. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, and the baby. She's so cute.
I have Savannah today.
Oh, how cute. Well,
we love kid cameos. It's our favorite.
She's adorable. Oh, my gosh.
Look at those blue eyes. What a cutie.
Well, welcome Savannah to the Moms Club, too. This is great. Well, we are so excited to have you. Yeah, isn't it fun? We are so excited that you're here, and we are so impressed. I mean, we love the film. We're excited to see the sequel. You know, my concern always with the sequels are, they had such a happy ending. I mean, everything worked out. It was so great. I hope it works out again because, you know, I'm having a party. I'm going to show your film at my party, so I'm really hoping that, you know, it's all with happy ending. Now we're going to start the party. I did promise the moms we have food, drink, and this year we're playing reindeer pong, so we'll be hopefully in the mood.
Oh wow!
For when Callie goes to the big city, San Francisco. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see what happens to Joseph and Callie. We're all waiting.
Yes, guys. Callie goes to the city, just like Joseph was immersed in Callie's world for the first movie. Callie is immersed in Joseph's world in the second movie. And we did not plan for a sequel when we were writing the first movie. When I wrote the first movie, it was wrapped up in a perfect little bow. And then they greenlit a sequel. And I thought, what in the heck do I do? But it ended up working perfectly with Callie having to, you know, be a fish out of water for the first time in forever because, you know, she's so used to her life on the farm and that's been her world. And she's hardly even gone to
oh, goodness, what a cutie.
I know. She's hardly even gone to San Francisco, you know, because she's so busy on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah's learning how to wave, guys.
Hi. Oh, she's just adorable. Well, so yeah, Callie, when I watched the trailer, I thought, oh no, go back to the farm. It's so beautiful there, and you know, the wine country, and
the city's so complicated.
The city, yeah. I mean, I don't know when you filmed this, but hopefully, you know, in San Francisco these days, I hope Callie didn't go to the mall or anything, you know, during you know, she hopes she wasn't at Nordstrom, you know, or anything. It's a little dicey these days. So hopefully the city's portrayed in a way that we all know San Francisco. San Francisco is an awesome city.
Yes, I feel the movie was somewhat of a love letter to San Francisco in the second movie, and then it was a love letter to Northern California in general.
That's great. No, that's great.
I love San Francisco. I never spent time there before filming, and we were
really?
We were staying at the Fairmount Hotel.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah, I've stayed there. It is.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. And we would walk every morning to Movement Coffee. Like those hills were crazy. We were with Savannah in her stroller. She was on set with us the whole time we were filming.
Oh, that's extreme.
A stroller in San Francisco.
Like,
Did you
wow.
learn how to like curb the wheels of the stroller?
Yeah, and if you let go for you can't. I mean, you can't. God forbid you let go for a second. She would go rolling down the hill. I was honestly a little scared walking a baby.
I would be too. I hadn't really thought about a baby in San Francisco
Yeah.
before.
Well, the bigger kids are scary. I've been in San Francisco when people have gone by me on skateboards, and I'm thinking, how can you go down this steep hill on a skateboard? But they grow up with it, so they get used to all of that, and it's pretty awesome.
I know.
Yeah, San Francisco is amazing. So it's going to be really cool to see all of just San Francisco in its glory. I don't know. Well, you're not going to spoil it for us. We don't know where they'll end up. Are they going to stay in San Francisco, or are they going to go back? We'll have to see on Thursday night.
But I love that even if it's not a happy ending, which I hope it is, it's really fun to know that you're doing it with your husband, and like the chemistry on screen comes from a place that's real. I love that both in the first and the second. I mean, I haven't seen the second yet, but I'm excited to see it in the second because it really does. It adds that certain like level of charm to the movie that it just comes through the screen.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I mean, it kind of happened by chance in COVID because, we were married. It was okay for the first movie. It was okay if we, this is a mom show. So I thought it was okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We love cooing voices in the background.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, it happened great during COVID because we were married and it was okay if we kissed. And I think my favorite thing about this franchise is that people watch the movie and love it, and then afterwards they find out that Josh and I were married.
That's what happened to me. I saw it and then found out you were married, and that it was, you were, I don't know if you were newly married, and then you were pregnant during the filming of it.
So pregnant during filming.
Yeah, that's great. And so for this next filming, you had a baby on set, right?
Yes, we had her on set with us in the trailers. I was still a little weary to bring her around people because she had just turned 8 weeks.
That's tiny.
Oh yeah. So yeah, she did make a slight appearance in the movie, so you guys have to see if you can spot her.
We'll have to look for it. We'll have to look for it.
That'll be
here, but you win.
That'll be cool.
Or something in your party games if you spot Savannah.
Oh yeah, we'll have that.
We'll have to add that. We'll add that.
Yeah, we definitely will. Yeah, it is interesting with the chemistry thing because I have another friend that watched it and she said, they have really good chemistry, that couple in the movie. And I said, well, I hope so because they're actually married in real life. So it's great that comes through. Well, what's it like? I mean, what made you decide to produce a movie, to write a film? I mean, that just to be an actress is, a huge commitment and a job. What led you to do all of that? That's just so impressive.
Thank you. So I have been studying writing forever. I mean, I went to college to be a writer, not necessarily a screenwriter, but I did find screenwriting while I was there. And I, over the years, I've been reading scripts, and there is a formula to a romance movie, right? So I love writing them. I love reading them. And just this happened to be the first movie that I actually got into production. And I owe it all to Ali Afshar and ESX. They really took me under their wing and they trusted me with this opportunity. And my entire team was very patient as I learned to produce, because this was my first time producing a feature film. I had produced short films and things like that, but this is my first time doing a big, real movie.
That's incredible.
It was, and
also during a pandemic. I mean, to do it for the first time during a pandemic that's quite a hill to climb.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then the second time around, I thought it would be easier, but then a baby came, so it was a little harder.
Oh yeah.
So you're not gonna know what to do, and it's just when things are back to normal, and your child can be in school.
Yes.
It's gonna feel so easy.
I know. Although she's pretty great. She on set. We were staying in a bunch of random places because of the locations. We were staying in hotels, and she was sleeping on fluffy comforters on the floor in a closet one time because this place didn't have a pack and play, and she was fine. You know, I was.
She's not here.
She disagrees. She shook her head. No, I really wasn't fine, Mom. No.
I'm sorry.
Well, when you were doing this, so how much were you involved in the casting? Because did Josh ever, like, did he say, well, you know, I'd be a great Joseph. I'm looking at your script. I think I would be great. Because he was on General Hospital. I mean, did you ever make him kind of work for it a little bit and like, well, you know, we'll consider you. We'll get back to we'll call your people, or how did that come about? Or did you always have him in mind when you wrote the part?
Yes. You know, what's funny is I had him in mind the whole time, and I didn't have myself in mind.
Oh, wow.
I was writing the movie, and Allie at ESX, he's incredible. And he said, you are this girl. You are doing this. And I trusted him. And I was like, okay, we'll do it together. And it ended up being just perfect. But the second movie, obviously we had our characters in mind, but it was fun to include Josh on the second movie in the writing process, because his storyline on GH was slow. So he was able to be in my office with me a lot while I was writing, and we would just play and act out the scenes. And he's a really great writing partner, and he's actually helping me write my next movie right now.
Well, and I love the writing because when I was watching A California Christmas, I knew that y'all were married, and I knew that he was on General Hospital. Okay. So in the line in the movie where you say someone says he doesn't look like a ranch hand, and you say no, he looks like someone who'd be on a soap opera. We appreciate. I love that kind of you know, I got it. So I appreciated being on, you know, inside the joke there. Yeah. No, it's great. So you're now writing something. You're moving on to your next project now, or?
I am. I'm writing quite a few things right now. And I am writing something very special. I can't say what it is, but it's very special. And it's about Christmas.
That's great.
Oh, you've developed a specialty in Christmas, which we love.
Which we do love.
Yes, right now I am calling myself to all my friends Miss Christmas. I've been living in Christmas music land she likes it too.
It is fun.
I've been listening to Christmas music for 2 years, just nonstop writing now. So Christmas.
Well, wait until you actually have to have Christmas as a mom. It's your first Christmas
the first Christmas. That'll be fun.
You get to step into a new role. Not too much this year, but starting next year, it's game on.
So excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, my birthday's right before Christmas. So my first Christmas was really when I was 1, and my dad evidently went and bought every single thing that a 1-year-old would want and thought he was all excited about Christmas. And then evidently I did nothing but play with the bows and the ribbon and all that stuff and couldn't care less about all the gifts. And he was upset. So my mother had to deal with me not being that, being the happy baby over it. So your expectations need to be, you know, you could wrap up a spoon and she's going to love it. So just enjoy
go easy on
day.
Yourself while you can.
Yeah.
Once they get to be once you're in the elf on the shelf zone, then it's game on. It looks like your husband would be game for all the fun though as well.
He's the best dad. He loves, you know, he likes Disney movies more than me and chick flicks more than me. So he's going to be the best girl dad. He already is, but as she gets older, he's just going to have the best time.
Well, you all look like you're fun parents, because I saw an interview where you were showing off her nursery. Yes. And she has a life-size giraffe. Does she still have that in her room, or is that? And what comes after that? I mean, you can't top that.
No idea. I've actually started to pull Christmas lights out to decorate the giraffe and Christmas lights for her room.
Oh, fun.
The giraffe's name is Edith. And I don't know if Edith needs a friend soon.
Oh.
You could have an actual like jungle collection in there of all the animals.
Oh, and it's kind of unisex. So if we have a boy next, he can, you know, be in there with Edith. It's so funny. We can't wait to take her to some kind of, I don't know, zoo or Disney park where she can see giraffes in real life, because she loves it now. She has to crank her neck all the way back to look at it, but she just stares at it It's very cute.
Oh
It's
yeah,
cute.
yeah.
It's literally like her little guardian angel from the
Yeah.
day she was, because it was there before she was born, right?
Yes.
They always say it's good to introduce it early on, so it's not scary later.
Well, she won't be scared because that giraffe, I saw a picture of it. It takes up the room. It's a big giraffe. So
You had to
you'll
like,
have to take her.
oh,
It's
sorry.
what?
We had to fold the thing to get it into our house.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's big. I was impressed. That looks like something I would have done for my kids. So
Yes,
I think
that is 100%
that's very much
something she would have
Monica.
done for her
So
kids,
I'm
yes.
all for that.
Bigger the better in her life.
So how do you manage your, like, writing is a very intense process. I mean, you have it's a, I'm saying a lonely process. I wrote a book and I know kind of what that's involved with that, and publicized it with a 5-year-old who at one point he burst into a room while I was on a radio show kind of like this and started screaming, "I want to be on the radio." Thankfully the show was called Good Parenting, and I don't think there was a lot of good parenting exhibited by me that day, but they gave me a pass on that one. But it was a challenge because, you know, you're a mom. So does Josh, I mean, what kind of help do you have? Is Josh like give you your time to, he takes care of Savannah and you do your writing, or?
So that's a great question. I love when people ask this question because it forces me to think about how it actually works, because I feel like in my brain it's like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy, I can't get anything done, and then I get a free hour and then I'm cramming. But in reality, how it works is I put Savannah down around 7 for the night, and I stay up. I stay up until midnight, and that's like my sacred writing time.
Oh wow.
She's so adorable.
She definitely has a future
On screen.
Yeah, she does. I mean,
she likes the camera.
I hope the next film is about her. She can star in it because she'd be great.
Yes, and we're at the phase now where if I put her down, she will scream. So
Oh, I remember that phase. Well, just wait. That's a fun phase because pretty soon she'll be mobile, like crawling and walking.
you know,
And then
not-
does she crawl yet?
not yet. We're close.
Okay.
We're close. She's on her all fours and she's rocking.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
well.
Well, enjoy that while it lasts, because pretty soon you put them down, and when you go back, they're not there.
Yeah, I had a system where I had a blanket that I would put my son on, and then I'd run and do something, and then I'd go back, and he was still there. And then one day, I walked off to do something, and I came back, and there's no Chase. Like, where is he? And I found his head. He's wedged under a piece of furniture. So he had scooted himself underneath. A big chest. So you got, yeah, it's a little tricky. And then when they really start to move, it's, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you embrace minimalism because everything is dangerous. You're like, oh, I hadn't really thought about how dangerous the corner of everything is. Although they figure it out. They really do figure it out.
Well, you baby proofed your whole house now, I'm sure. Like,
It's almost done being baby proof. We're close. We still have to do some of the cabinets in our kitchen. We have to like lock them off in case she can start opening them soon, but we still have time. But the answer further about the writing. So I write from like 7 to midnight, which it's hard, but when I am writing a script, that's kind of what I have to do. And then during her nap times during the day, I write, but I'm pretty fast. I was, in the TV movie world for a long time. So I've been trained to work fast, to memorize fast, and it just carries into my writing. And then when Josh is not on set filming, he kind of has baby all day, and then I can go in my office all day and play catch up. But it's been okay. I think maybe we'll have to get a nanny soon or a babysitter soon once she is mobile and needs a little bit more attention and less naps. I think I might need a nanny soon, but right now it's working without one, and we're just buddies all day because I work from home. So I've been doing great and I love it.
That's so sweet. I'm glad that she lets you work, because it really is great to be a mom and also work, because it's so fulfilling to kind of have the amazing home life, but also be able to be connected to the outside world and adults.
well, and do you also get to sleep? Are you able to sleep now, or are you? That's the dirty little secret of early motherhood. No one talks about sleep deprivation, and it's definitely a big part of it. So are you now sleeping and everybody's sleeping, or is it kind of a?
So we are sleeping through the night. Aside from when she's teething, then we're not sleeping. Or, sometimes I think the most she ever wakes up now is 3 times. Which, and when she does wake up, she goes back to sleep so easily. Like I just have to go in there and rock her a little bit. Right?
I feel like she always knows when we're talking about her.
Yeah.
And she's on a lot of my Zoom calls.
Clearly.
She tries to join in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, good for her. Well, you have, I mean, just like your movie. It's just like almost, it's perfect. It's amazing. Well, we have some mothers who would like to meet you. Some moms, our Zoomer moms will now join us. So come on in, Zoomer moms. Welcome, Zoomer moms. Let me introduce everybody. First, we have Helen Savage from Arlington, Virginia, and Helen's the mom of a lovely daughter, Olivia, who just recently won a sports championship. What sport is that? I forgot already. What?
Soccer.
Soccer. Her soccer team.
Oh,
they're the best. So congratulations, Olivia.
Thank you.
Leslie Harrell, who is the mom of a son and daughter, and they haven't recently won a championship, but I bet they will because Marshall's a great baseball player.
He's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a good kid.
Kelly David,
A funny kid.
mom to 2 sons. Welcome, Kelly. Glad that you could join us today. And Angela McComb, who has 2 daughters and a son. Welcome, Angela. Glad you're here today on the Moms Club. So we're here to talk to Lauren today and a preview for those moms who are in town who are going to come to my movie night. We're going to all watch A California Christmas City Lights on Thursday, December 16th. So we're very excited about that. Helen, let's start with you. Do you have a question for Lauren?
First a comment is enjoy that time because I have one and only, and she's giving me a run for my money right now, but just that baby time and all the pictures that come up from, this time of year when she was, that age. Olivia was born in August, so she was, 4 months old at her first Christmas. So just enjoy it. And so my question is, I'm constantly asking myself, how do I, what does it take to start your own business or to do your own thing and not have a boss and work for a company or an organization or a nonprofit? So how did you actually get into the writing and producing and acting in movies and in television?
Well, that's a great question because starting a business is so hard, and you have to do it with a fearlessness, and it's okay if it's a messy start, right? I was always, worried about being the perfect actress, the perfect writer, and I was afraid to show my work to producers that I knew. And finally, I just said, you know what? It's okay, because the worst that they can tell me is no. The worst that people can say is no. And the fearlessness, once I got rid of it a little bit, that's when the momentum started to happen.
Great. Thank you so much. And congratulations. I can't wait to see the movie next week.
Yeah. Kelly, do you have a question for Lauren?
I love that you brought your daughter. She could not be any cuter. And I think we all have that same feeling when we look at that little tiny diaper and squishiness. It goes by so quickly. Do you plan on keeping her with you when you do future films? And do you think you'll try to get more little cameos with her and such?
So I would love to bring her on all of my sets. And she's actually the best. We called her the set baby. The whole time, where's that set baby? Where's that set baby? Everyone would say, because she's so well behaved and she loved to be on set and looking around at everyone. So I hope to bring her to all of my movies. And we had a great tag team of Josh's mom and my mom were on set in the trailers with her because she was only 8 weeks old when we were filming. So if I look a little tired in some scenes, we were not sleeping through the night at that point. But yeah, I really plan to keep her involved in my career. And if she wants to choose this path for herself, and I'd love to be her guiding light through it, because it's a little crazy, this industry, for children especially. So do I want her to do this? I just want her to do whatever makes her happy, and I'll be her guiding light through, whatever it is.
I saw one interview where you said you wanted 5 children. Is that was that before you had your first one, or is now you want 7 kids, or a large family?
I loved, this is very strange, I know you don't hear this, but I loved giving birth. I loved being pregnant. I would love to, and I love the connection that just immediately burst open in my heart with her the second I saw her. It was just the most special experience, and I would love, yes, I want all the babies. I tell Jeff.
It is hard to stop.
It is. Angela, do you have a question for Lauren?
Okay, so when they were talking about they have some friends that start early, that'd be me. I'd be the one that, see, they're all going, yes. At 12:01 on November 1st, Christmas music starts going and Christmas movies start playing in my house, not on Halloween, but on November 1st. So I've drugged them along with me. Was there something in watching the movie, it was just so cute and heartwarming and made you feel good inside. Was there something that was special to you that made you specifically want to focus on Christmas movies? Because you said you listen to music year round, and sort of your creative bend has gone that way. Was there something that was important to you?
So I think I recently had a friend, before I was writing the Christmas movie, experience loss around the holiday season, and it was so hard for her. And all of the Christmas movies don't really deal with that in a real way. And I thought I love Christmas, but I would also love to show the sensibility of loss around the holidays. And I think that was the most special thing to me, not the most, but one of the most special things to me, was the relationship that Callie, my character, had with her mom, that her mom was sick. And I just thought that we really showed what it was like to go through something like that in a real way. And we showed that it's okay to lean into those type of feelings around the holidays, because you have to, because the world keeps turning, and that's something that everyone has to deal with in life. And to show that around the holidays, I think, was different. And it was also,
oh goodness,
I'm sorry. And it was just really special to me, and the fans really related to it as well, I think, that have dealt with loss around the holidays.
Well, I think even people who have experienced loss in their life that's not around the holidays, it kind of it brings it into focus during the holidays, because that's when the family's together and you're doing, you're having a lot of family traditions. We've had some loss in our family this year that was unexpected, and we're all feeling the need to be close to that family that is having to go through their first Christmas without their loved one. And it's a time where we all focus on love, which is why so many people love this time of year and start watching Hallmark movies. They may be before the 1st of November with the Hallmark movies.
I think they started earlier this year, because my mother's a huge Hallmark movie watcher. So I think they started earlier this year. But the thing in a California Christmas, she's with her mom, who is dying, but she's also lost her fiance. She's lost 2 other people in her family that mean something. They've gone on. So there's a lot of different layers of things that you would think about at this time of year. People you have lost, but people you still have with you who may not be with you much longer. So it's really about appreciating people that you love and care for. Leslie, do you have a question for Lauren?
Oh my gosh, I just think it's so funny. And all I keep thinking about is, like, my question just has to be, because I work with my husband and on a regular basis. And so there are moments like you're like, oh, I really love your input, and can you go away? So, like, what parts of your career do you and your husband really mesh really well on, and what are the areas that you're like, okay, you stay in your lane and I'm gonna get in my lane? And does he pay attention to that?
Oh, yes. Okay. So if it's a time where I'm in the zone and I'm writing in the zone and he comes in, he's like, do you need any help? It's just, we have like a code word. It's like, oh, it's very funny, but it's sunshine to come in and moon to stay out.
That's very sweet.
Hey, everyone's
great
got it.
idea.
You've all got our words. I actually need to come up with a better word with my husband.
Yeah, those are very.
That's probably not the
words.
word that you come up with.
Yeah, I've been married for 25 years. My words are a little bit different.
That's hilarious.
Sunshine and moon.
Nobody's actually asked this before. I don't even think I've actually told anyone this, but yeah, when I'm working, if he comes in and he's like, I want to tell you something or blah, 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 the words are sunshine and moon. And then there's no negative energy. There's no arguing. It's just, okay, it is, and think about, we did have to establish this. So there was a time where we didn't know how to deal with, okay, I need my alone time, but you're so sweet. He's such an angel, Josh. He's such an angel. So I had to do this so that I wasn't, mean to him when he was just trying to come in and talk to me, but I was working, so I was just short or something. So we had to establish this, and it's so embarrassing and funny, but it just works. It works.
That's a great idea.
Having been married for a really long time, I mean, I think that establishing those and sticking with them is so vitally important to, and especially as you get into parenting, because parenting adds a whole nother dynamic of greatness to your life, but just another layer of complexity. So yeah, I think having that respect for each other of establishing things that don't rub the wrong way is really awesome. So good for y'all. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's so
I understood that you all met on a set of another film that you did together. But
Yeah.
he shared that there was another actor cast in that role, and he was like the last minute replacement for the character in is it Roped that you all met, this film where you met. Have you ever thought, wow, it's just fate, really? I mean, that would happen. So
it was definitely, I believe it was God that knew Josh and I were going to end up together, and he facilitated this because I was offered 2 movies, Roped and another one. And so I didn't know which one I wanted to do more. I loved both scripts, and I 50-50 chance chose Roped. And then Josh, you're right, he wasn't the actor hired. The actor hired, I don't necessarily know exactly what happened, but something with animals. He wasn't comfortable with riding horses or something. But they not fired, that's a bad word, but they let go of that actor 3 days before we were on set, and Josh was the next choice up. So divine intervention at its finest, because what are the chances? And then when we were on set, it was immediate, just very strange, felt like we knew each other already, though we had only just met. And he asked for my phone number under the iconic Warner Brothers water tower on the lot, and the chemistry read was when we first, and it wasn't even a chemistry read, it was a rehearsal basically to make sure that we were good together with the director and Josh on the lot at the studio. And he had come in from the ranch, the Warner Brothers, he was training to ride horses, and so he had these dusty boots on, and I thought that he wore the dusty boots to be in character for the director session. And so I made fun of him. I was like, you didn't have to wear your dusty boots to this, He didn't even say anything. He didn't even tell me that he was training and he had the boots on because of that. So it was just yes, divine intervention, because what are the odds?
I know. Well, that's a great love story in and of itself. I mean, I'd like to see that movie. Your real life story is pretty amazing. So, well, before we go, so you have a new baby, and these moms, we're all moms who've been around for a while. So do you have one question that you'd like to ask the moms, like any advice that you need as a new mom?
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Let me see. So, okay. So I would love to know how to be even more present than I already am when I'm playing with her, because and I know you guys have probably felt this too. I have time, I'm playing with her, but the laundry, the dishes, the cleaning, I haven't taken the dogs on a walk today. So how do you guys, in the moment with your kids, make sure that you're being so present and that you're not worrying about the dishes and the laundry and the dogs and all the things? What is your advice?
That's a great question. Who has great advice? Yeah, did everyone figure that?
I would definitely say, which is going to be very cliche in 2021, but I mean, there is a lot of stuff to do, but definitely just don't be on your phones. I mean, just this is a time in your life that everything you do influences. And so in a world where so many people are too into social media and phones and computers, and we all are drawn to it for work or for whatever, I definitely envy the days when my child was born and none of that stuff was really around. I mean, my oldest was born in 2002. So for the most part, all that stuff wasn't around. And I definitely have been able to see the shift from one to the other. And I think it's just really important. I mean, you can't help the stuff you have to do. But if you involve them in it, especially as they get older, then they learn the responsibility, and then it doesn't seem like a chore to you or to them. I mean, and they're never going to do it perfectly, so let them do it however they do it. Go back and fix it later.
Well, that is true. One of the things that I did that to be present with Chase, for some reason, it's faded quickly, unfortunately, but he used to love to clean when he was really little.
Okay.
And so we would do the dishes with him. And it was fun, and he loved it. And he was actually we had to redo a lot of things, but it's memorable. He enjoyed it, and we were there with him, and it was great. But it was very focused. So yeah, turn off the phone, the TV, everything, and that's the best advice I think.
They really do love to be your little partner and do things with you and act out like whatever mom is doing or dad is doing. And so if you let them be involved in what you're doing, I think that they feel more connected to you and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I would say spend lots of time reading together.
Yeah, that is true.
I've read my husband still talks about it. You were always reading to Olivia from, the day she was born. And so my dad worked at the Library of Congress most of his life. And so books are a big deal. And I still have most of her books, which I'm trying to get rid of. So maybe I'll send you some.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say physical touch and eye contact, which sort of goes to don't being on your phone. But no matter, as you have other children that come along, it's really important because it's so easy, I think, to be distracted always by the oldest, that you sometimes forget to pay as equal amount of attention that you would have given your oldest. So, and it gets harder, but definitely eye contact and touch.
That's wonderful.
When you have other children, and then you can involve them too, and they love helping out. So, well, that's great. Well, Lauren and Savannah, we were so thrilled that you all were able to join us today. And we're looking forward to December 16th when A California Christmas City Lights debuts on Netflix. Where else can we find you on social media? Where else can we find your work?
Yes, so I'm on social media. It's just my Instagram handle, Lauren Swickard, and I don't really use any other platform, so I'm all on Instagram. And I have movies on Netflix. I have stuff on Amazon and Hulu, so you can find me anywhere.
Okay, great. Well, we'll look for that, and let's also thank our sponsor, Good Company, which offers thoughtfully curated clothing, jewelry, and home goods. Their founder and owner, Mallory Carroll, is a clothing designer who has a great team of people who help you find what they like to call effortless fashion. So you're going to look great and feel great in all of their clothes. You can find them on goodcompany.shop, or they have 3 stores in Austin, a home store and 2 clothing stores, which are amazing. And you can find us at our website, InsideTheMomsClub.com, on Instagram at Inside the Moms Club. We're on the UBN Go network, and wherever you listen to your podcasts, you can find us there. And also, we're very excited to announce, and keep looking for it, we're starting Moms Club chapters all across America, because we know you all have other friends. You have your group of friends that you are together with. And so we want to bond together across the country as Moms Club. So look for that too. Thanks again for joining us. We will be back next time with more celebrities and extraordinary moms just like you. We know your me time is precious and valuable, and thank you so much for sharing some of it with us. Remember our motto: if you don't laugh sometimes, you are gonna cry. So keep laughing, moms. We'll see you next time inside the Moms Club.